At first glance, the Poppin Pals toy looks easy. It sits quietly, almost inviting you to come closer and explore. Its cheerful appearance makes it seem like just another simple plaything. It sits on the floor with bright colors, chunky buttons, and 5 small doors. Each button is big and bold, designed for little hands to grab and push. The doors are all closed, hiding whatever might be inside. Each door seems to promise something fun. The shapes and colors spark curiosity, making you wonder what could be waiting behind each one. You press, slide, or turn. Each control is different. Some need a twist, others a push or a slide. It's a little puzzle for your fingers, and every action feels satisfying. Suddenly, a little animal pops up from behind a door, smiling at you. The surprise is instant and delightful, making you want to try again and again. To a child, it feels like magic. The toy transforms from a quiet box into a stage full of playful animals, each one appearing as if by a secret spell. But there is a secret. What seems simple on the outside hides something much more interesting within. Take off the cover, and you will find a clever puzzle of parts inside. It's like opening a treasure chest of tiny moving pieces, all working together. There are springs, levers, latches, and tiny pieces. Each part has a job, and every movement is carefully planned. They all work together to make the animals jump when you use the controls. The inside is a busy world of motion, hidden from view but essential to the magic. The toy is simple on the outside, but busy and brilliant on the inside. It's a perfect example of how appearances can be deceiving. This combination of simple looks and hidden tricks is what makes it special. It's not just a toy, it's a tiny machine full of surprises. Young hands only see the buttons and doors. They don't know about the secret world inside, but they feel the magic every time they play. Inside, though, there is a whole world of tiny machines. Springs stretch and snap, levers pivot, and gears turn, all hidden beneath the surface. Each one is waiting for your touch. The toy is always ready to surprise, just a button press away from another magical moment. The more you look, the more you see how much thought went into making this toy work. Every detail is carefully designed, every part has a purpose. It is a great example of how something small can be carefully planned and built. Behind every pop and every smile, there's a world of creativity and engineering, all hidden inside a simple-looking toy. The Poppin Pals toy has 5 doors in a neat row. Each door hides a friendly animal inside. There might be a lion, a bear, an elephant, a puppy, or a monkey. Each animal is attached to a spring below the door. This spring is what makes them jump up and say hello. What makes each door special is how you open it. Each one uses a different kind of control. There are buttons, sliders, a toggle, and a knob. No 2 doors open the same way. This makes the toy both challenging and fun to play with. When you use each control, you are really starting a mini machine. That control pushes, pulls, or twists a part inside the toy. This part then triggers a latch. The latch holds the spring down until you act. When you do, the latch lets go and the animal pops up. The 5 doors invite you to try each one and see what happens. This keeps the game interesting, even after many turns. Springs are the real heroes inside the toy. A spring is a spiral of metal or plastic that can be squeezed or stretched. When you push an animal down, you are pushing down on its spring. The spring gets squeezed and wants to stretch back to its normal shape. This squeezing action stores energy inside the spring. It is like winding up a rubber band or pulling back a slingshot. The spring is now full of energy, but it cannot move because the latch is holding it in place. It is waiting for you to release it. When you press the right button or pull the right switch, you let the latch go. The spring jumps back to its original shape. This sudden move pushes the animal up through the door, making it pop up. Springs are perfect for toys because they can be used over and over. You can push the animal down and close the door again, and the spring will be ready for more fun. Each door invites you to try a different action. The first door might have a big round button. You press it with your thumb, and the door pops open. The next door could have a slider. You push the slider sideways and a new animal appears. The third door may offer a toggle switch. You flick it up or down, and a surprise pops up. Another door has a turning knob. When you twist it, you hear a click, and the door bursts open. Each control feels different in your hand and teaches you a new motion. What's clever is that each control is linked to a different internal mechanism. The button pushes a rod, the slider moves a bar, the toggle flips a lever, and the knob rotates a cam, which is a special shape that moves another piece as it turns. Trying all the controls helps kids learn to use their fingers in new ways. It also keeps the toy exciting because every door is a new challenge. Let's take a closer look inside the toy and discover the fascinating world hidden beneath its colorful surface. Have you ever wondered what really happens when you press, slide, or turn those controls? Let's find out together. When you press the button on the toy, something interesting happens inside. A sturdy rod moves straight down, almost like a tiny elevator traveling through the toy's body. This rod doesn't just stop there. It pushes against a lever, which acts like a little arm. The lever then knocks a latch out of the way, setting off the next part of the mechanism. Once the latch is out of the way, the spring inside is finally free to move. The energy stored in the spring is released, and the animal pops up with a burst of excitement. Now, let's see what happens with the slider. Instead of moving up and down, the slider moves sideways, gliding smoothly along its track. As you slide it, the slider pushes a flat bar inside the toy, shifting it from one side to the other. This bar then slides over and nudges a hook that's holding the spring down, keeping everything in place until just the right moment. When the hook moves away, the spring is released, and the animal figure jumps up, surprising and delighting anyone watching. The toggle switch is a bit different from the others. It works in its own unique way, adding variety to the toy's actions. When you flip the toggle, a long arm inside the toy tips over, almost like a seesaw moving back and forth. This arm then pushes a small block out of the latch, which finally releases the spring and lets the magic happen. The knob uses a special part called a cam, which is shaped in a way that helps control the timing of the mechanism. As you turn the knob, the cam rotates and gradually presses against a latch, building up tension inside the toy. When the cam reaches just the right spot, the latch slips away and the pop-up action is triggered, making the toy come alive. Inside the toy, every control, whether it's a button, slider, toggle, or knob, has its own special path and set of moving parts, all working together like a tiny team. But no matter which path you choose, they all lead to the same exciting result, freeing the spring and making the animal jump up in a burst of energy. That's why, while the toy feels magical and simple on the outside, inside it's actually a busy, clever machine, full of moving parts working together to create a moment of surprise and joy. Levers and latches are the quiet workers inside the toy. A lever is like a seesaw. When you push on one end, the other end moves. In the Poppin Pals toy, levers turn your push, slide, or twist into movement inside the toy. They reach in and move the latch that holds down the spring. A latch is a small catch that grabs onto something and holds it in place. In this toy, the latch grabs the part that holds the animal down. When the lever moves, it bumps the latch out of the way. The spring, now free, pushes the animal up. Levers can be straight or shaped in special ways to fit around other parts. Latches are often small and sturdy, so they do not break with lots of play. Together, levers and latches make sure the pop only happens when you want it. Without levers and latches, the toy would not work. They are the secret link between your action and the animal's surprise. If you ever open up a Poppin Pals toy, you'll quickly notice that springs are not easy to handle. They're small, tightly wound, and can be hidden deep inside the toy's body, making them hard to spot and even harder to put back in place. Springs love to jump and twist. The moment you loosen them, they can suddenly pop out, bounce across the room, or even get lost under the furniture. Their unpredictable movement is what makes them so tricky. When the toy is built at the factory, special tools are used to squeeze the springs and fit them in just the right spot. Workers use pliers, clamps, and sometimes even custom jigs to make sure each spring is perfectly positioned. The latch must catch the spring exactly, or it will not work. Even a tiny misalignment can stop the whole mechanism from functioning. If you try to put the toy back together at home, the springs can slip away or get stuck. Sometimes, they even shoot out unexpectedly, making it easy to lose them. It is hard to hold all the levers, latches, and springs in the right place at the same time. Each part needs to be lined up perfectly, and if one piece moves, everything can fall apart. Even grown-ups find it tricky. Many adults get frustrated trying to reassemble these toys, especially when the springs refuse to cooperate or keep popping out. If just one spring is loose or one lever is in the wrong spot, the door will not pop open. The toy's magic relies on everything being in the right place, working together. Sometimes a part may get lost or turned around. It's easy to forget which way a piece fits, especially with so many tiny components. This is why the toy is not meant to be taken apart and fixed at home. The warning labels are there for a reason, to save you from frustration and prevent lost parts. It takes careful hands and lots of patience to build the toy right. Factory workers are trained to handle these delicate parts, and even they need to work slowly and carefully. That's why it is always best to keep the toy together and not pry it open. If you want your toy to keep working, it's safest to leave the springs and levers just as they are. Imagine you want to see all the parts inside. You take out the screws and lift off the top. Suddenly, all the tiny levers, springs, and latches are loose. It looks like a puzzle with no instructions. Each part has its own spot. The levers must fit into grooves and the latches must line up with the springs. If you mix them up, the toy might not work at all. The parts are small, and sometimes a spring will bounce away and hide. Putting the toy back together is a real challenge. You must know exactly where every part goes. Even a tiny mistake means the animals will not pop up, or the doors will not open right. Toy makers use special guides and machines to build the toy. For most people, solving this puzzle is just too hard. The Poppin Pals toy is more than just fun. It is a lesson in how machines work. Every button, slider, toggle, and knob is a simple machine. Each one teaches you about cause and effect. When you do something, something else happens. Inside, the hidden world of springs, levers, and latches shows how engineers solve problems. They find ways to make toys safe, strong, and surprising. By playing, you learn about motion, force, and energy, even if you do not know the words for them yet. This toy is a small masterpiece. It proves that even simple things can be smart and full of wonder. Next time you press a button and an animal jumps out, remember the magic inside, and the clever people who made it work.